So good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the Fall 2022 College Essentials Q&A webinar. We are so excited to have you all here with us this morning and to welcome you to Algonquin College. My name is Samantha, and I work on the events team here at the college, and I'll be hosting this webinar today. So before we get started, I'm going to go over a few housekeeping items. This webinar is being recorded and will be available to watch on the AC Hub On Demand webpage in the coming days. We'll share a link to that webpage in the chat for your reference now. This webinar is equipped with closed captioning if you need it. To turn on closed captioning, just select the CC icon along the bottom of your Zoom toolbar. We encourage you to engage with the college community throughout this webinar today by posting in the chat, but please refrain from sharing any personal information such as your home address or your student number, and please act respectfully to everyone when engaging in the chat. We also encourage you to ask lots of questions. If you have a question, please post it into the Q&A tab, which can be found along the bottom of your Zoom toolbar, and our college experts will answer through there. We do ask that you please refrain from asking questions that are very specific to your specific circumstances and or that include personal details such as your student number. Okay, folks, so let's quickly take a look at the agenda before I hand the floor over to our college experts. As you can see, we will move through things quickly and we'll leave a good amount of time at the end for questions. Please remember to post all of your questions into the Q&A tab and our college experts will answer them through there. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to register for AC Day 1, which is coming up on Tuesday, September 6th. We have a ton of activities planned for you that day, including a full carnival with a Ferris wheel and other rides that you definitely won't want to miss. Also, don't forget to visit algonquincollege.com/orientation to complete your online prep before the first day of the semester. Okay, so we're gonna get started now, everyone. I'm now going to hand the floor over to our first college expert, Rebecca from Student Support Services. Over to you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Sam. Hi, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us. My name is Rebecca, as Samantha said, and I am going to speak to you briefly today about Student Support Services. Next slide, please. So here's a comprehensive list of all of the services that we offer in Student Support Services. The AC Hub is located on the second floor of the Student Commons, and we welcome you to drop in anytime. We have a lot of events going on, quite a lot, but drop in anytime. Aspire AC, I will highlight some points from that in a moment. I'll also highlight some points from the Centre for Accessible Learning and the Counselling Services. Health Services is another one of our services, and that's located in the C building, and that is open for all of our students. The library speaks for itself, and it's a wonderful, wonderful library that we have. The Mama Dossman Centre is located on the ground floor, and I will also highlight that for you as well this morning. We have an Office of the Ombudsman. We offer peer tutoring. We have Project Lighthouse. Project Lighthouse focuses on reducing sexual violence and navigating healthy sexual relationships. We have Student Learning Centre, which is also located near the library. Test Centre, the Umbrella Project provides training, workshops, awareness around the safe use and impact of drugs and alcohol. The Volunteer Centre, you can go and visit the centre on the second floor of the Student Commons, and the Welcome Centre. The Welcome Centre is the door to make an appointment for Counselling Services and CAL. Next slide, please. Wonderful, thank you. So as I said, I'd highlight just a few of the student support services, and the first one here is the Centre for Accessible Learning. The Centre for Accessible Learning provides academic accommodations for those who have documented disabilities, those who are applying for or attending Algonquin College. So you need to know that when you apply to join the Centre for Accessible Learning, it is indeed confidential, it is free, and it is voluntary as well. So the features of CAL, shortened for the Centre for Accessible Learning, is that you get apprenticeship support. There is an assistive technologist lab upstairs as well. There are learning strategists who will help you with exactly what it says, learning strategies. You get support. The support center for students with autism is a wonderful center up on the 3rd floor as well. You can receive transcriptions and alternatives to print services. You can register for the test services, and there is transition planning as well. And there are many events that the Centre for Accessible Learning will put on as well. Next slide, please. Counselling services. So they really are there when you need to talk, and they really do listen. Our counsellors are professionals, very well trained professionals. They see students for career counselling, mental health, and academic counselling, and they will speak to you on that list that you're looking at now. We'll just go down that very briefly. They will counsel on personal and academic stress, relationships, symptoms of depression or anxiety, grief and trauma, any thoughts of suicide, sexuality and gender concerns, cultural transitions or adjustments, study skills support, and transition and change. So that is a short list, of course, not limited. If you need to see a counsellor for anything, you can book in at the Welcome Centre, which is located on the 3rd floor of the Student Commons. Next slide, please. The Mama Dossman Centre. We are very proud of our Mama Dossman Centre. This is our Indigenous meeting place for anybody that wants to go in and learn about Indigenous cultures and traditions. So the word Mama Dossman actually means meeting place or walking together. And the centre strives to build a community that embodies that sentiment. So they are open from Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, and you are welcome to drop in at any time. You don't have to be Indigenous to go and enjoy their events, their food. I believe they put on some amazing meals. It is open for Indigenous and non-Indigenous students. So please feel free to drop in there anytime. Next slide, please. Thank you. Aspire AC is the last department that I just want to touch on today. And Aspire actually helps you from getting into college and going through college and exiting college. So this is an all-over support that helps you access transition and also focuses on retention. So services will include student mentors, peer tutoring, job coaching, and also job retention. They give you skills and strengths assessment, and there are lots and lots of different events and projects and loads going on with Aspire. So check us out on the website. Last slide, please. And that's me saying thank you, and I look forward to seeing you pop into the Student Support Services anytime. Thank you.
Thanks so much for that, Rebecca. Okay, folks, so we're now going to go over to Ahmed from the Registrar's Office. Ahmed has a ton of important information, so please make sure to pay attention. Okay, everyone, so take it away, Ahmed. Thank you for being here.
Thank you all for joining us today. I wish you all the best this academic year. Can I please have the next slide? One thing I want to talk about today to you guys is called the Access account, what I like to call the one-stop shop. One way you can log into your Access account is if you go to the main page of algonquincollege.com. At the top, it would say current student. And then if you scroll down a little bit, it would say Access. You would need to log in using your student number and followed by your date of birth if it is your first time. If you've already done so, that means you've created a password for it. May I please kindly have the next slide? By now, you should all see that there's a section that says defer your fees. If you are an OSAP applicant, therefore you don't need to pay your $500 tuition deposit if you are a domestic student. So you would have done an OSAP application, submitted the outstanding required documents, and deferred your fees. If this feature does not allow you to defer your fees, there could be something wrong with your OSAP application, which is not a big deal. If you're not sure, contact us at the registrar's office to view what we can see so that we can provide you extra help. If you are not applying for OSAP, you should have definitely paid the $500 tuition deposit if you're a domestic student. So view timetable, please kindly, when you are in this feature, make sure you change the term to 2022 fall. And please, if you look at the bottom, there's like a little chart, like a timetable. If you keep fast forwarding it till the date, September 6th, you'll see your courses available, for example, the day and time. In that box, also, you'll see a room number. For example, it will say WA. So W stands for the Woodruff campus, A stands for the A building, and then beside it is a room number. If it says virtual, your class is going to be done through like sort of what we call through Zoom. And if you look at the top of your timetable, it will give you other hints, such as if it's hybrid, basically what I'm trying to say, how your class is going to be delivered. Can I please have the next slide? Job ad transfer. So if you are thinking of doing a timetable change for whatever reason, just remember, this is where you want to do it. If you click on it and it doesn't allow you to do the job ad transfer, that's because your department, the program coordinator of the program, they decided not to give that feature accessible to students. So if you really need to do a timetable change, it's your program coordinator, maybe your student success specialist that you'd really need to communicate with. On the top of the timetable, there's a feature that says student success specialist. If you click on it and look for the program, it will also provide you with, for example, who the student success specialist is, as well as beside that feature, you will see, excuse me, who your program coordinator is. May I please have the next slide? So print payment receipts, a lot of students are concerned about, for example, a proof of payment. So this is where it is. It will show you how much you paid, the day and time. You can keep it for your records. Can I kindly have the next slide? Print letters. This is very important for students that needing, for example, a proof saying that they are registered for the 2022 fall term, because they need to release the it's called the RESP funds that they have saved in the bank accounts that your mom and dad, that would require you to give them that letter. So please kindly print that letter, give it to your parents if they needed to go to the bank to release the funds. Can I kindly have the next slide, please? We ask you all to kindly log in and make sure you just have a little idea what the Access account is. I just talked about a little bit of like some of the features you should know by now or that you need to look at just in case. Another one is your profile. We ask you kindly to have your profile updated just in case we need to reach out to you either by emails, etc., or send you something by mail, okay? Can I kindly have the next slide? Okay, so transfer of credit exemption, the way I would explain this to students is, let's say I happen to be at another post-secondary institute, or if I happen to be graduated or started something here at Algonquin College. So if I went to a different post-secondary institute and I found that, you know what, my communication one is similar to the one that I did at my other institute, when I click on this feature, there's another feature that would say external exemption. And that's the application that you want to fill out because I have done that class outside of Algonquin College. If it is the same course, for example, and I've taken a program at Algonquin College last year, and I've noticed some of my classes are the same and I want to apply for an exemption, it would be called an internal exemption. So the external exemption will, I believe, will cost you about $10 per course, as well as you need a course outline saved as a PDF to submit. But if it's an internal, no need for that, okay? And can I please have the next slide? So if you tend to log into your Access account and you're having issues with it, so click on forgot your password. If there's no luck with it, you can contact us over the phone and we can reset it for you over the phone. Okay, guys? And can I please have the next slide? So I just wanted to say thank you all, and I wish you guys all the best this academic year. And I think that was pretty much it for me today.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Ahmed.
You're welcome.
Okay, folks, so we're now going to hand it over to Megan from Campus Services.
Thanks, Sam. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I know there's a lot of information being thrown at you today. I just want to remind everyone that it is being recorded. You'll also find support for all of these services on the first day, AC Day 1. So you should definitely register for that and throughout the first few weeks of the term. So don't worry if you don't remember all of this. I'm also a PR grad. I saw someone in PR in the chat. So welcome, everyone. Next slide, please. So this is an overview of campus services, the department that I represent. So we have food services, retail, which includes connections, the campus store, and all of the course materials, print services, parking, lockers, and card services, and residence falls under us as well. The way that we like to remember it is just eat, shop, print, park, live. That's all of campus services. Next slide, please. So we'll start with card services. So there are two cards, the AC card, which is your student ID, and the UPass. The UPass is a universal transit pass within Ottawa and Gatineau. So it works on the OC Transpo buses, the LRT trains, and the STO buses over in Gatineau. So we'll use the same photo for both. We ask all new students to upload your photo online. There's a link to do that on our website. We also have videos of how to upload your photo if you're not sure, and all of the details. Once your cards are ready, you'll receive an email with information on how to pick up your cards. And the student ID is used for a variety of different functions at the college. So you can add money to it for meal plans or for food. You can use it to pay for peer tutoring. If you're in residence, you'll need your card to get into the building and to pay for laundry. And also it's just good to have a student ID. There are a lot of businesses that will give you a discount if you can prove that you're a student. So it's just nice to have on hand as well. Next slide, please. Next, we have our food services. So we have a variety of locations around campus. The Students Association, which you'll hear from a little bit later, also has food locations, and our meal plans work at both. Later in August, we will update our website with hours and locations and menus. You can find more information on our website, but we do offer freshly prepared food every day. We also have grab and go items for those who are in a hurry. There's coffee stations throughout campus, and there's a lot of variety to choose from. And we do update our menus regularly as well, so you can see what's available. Next slide, please. So the campus store includes all of your AC apparel, which everyone loves. I'm wearing the t-shirt today. T-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, all of that, water bottles is all at the campus store. And we also have all of the course materials. So I did already see one question about how to get your textbooks. So I'll address that now. So for students at the Ottawa, Perth, and Pembroke campuses, we have Booklist. Booklist is a software within the campus store website. So you need your network account credentials which are found on Access to log in. So it's a custom list of your course materials specific to you, your classes, your electives, whatever you need. Once you log in, you'll see it will tell you whether your book is required or recommended, different options. So it might be available in print or digital. Sometimes people ask, what's the difference? The difference is just how you prefer to learn and how you want to receive the information. If it's available in both print and digital, you can choose whichever format works best for you. We do also have FAQs and tutorials about Booklist on our website as well, but we will have support on AC Day 1 for course materials if you're not sure how to get your books. And then if you're an AC online student, you'll take the course code from your timetable and search by course code on the campus store website, and then that will pull up all of your course materials. So there's a bunch of ways to order. We offer worldwide shipping. You can come shop in store with help from our staff, or you can do click and collect or curbside pickup. So click and collect is where you order online and then come pick it up in store, and curbside pickup, you pick up in the parking lot and you don't have to enter campus. So it's really up to you. And then our email, if you have any questions about your order, you're just not sure, is campusstore@algonquincollege.com, and we're happy to support you there. Next slide, please. So printing on campus is also under us. So each term, full-time students are assigned a balance for the term, which works out to about 10 8.5 by 11 pages. So that's active as of August 29th. So after August 29th, as long as you have your student card, you should be ready to go to print on campus. We recommend using something called mobility print. Again, there's tutorials and FAQs on our website. So mobility print you can install either to your laptop or your phone. There's instructions on our website for both iOS or Android, depending on your device. And then it allows you to print directly from your device. So you send the document to print, and then you just need your card to tap and release. It's pretty user-friendly, but again, we'll have support for print both on the first day and within the first few weeks if you have any questions. We also have a professional print shop located within the campus store, which allows you to do sort of more things that you can't do at a regular printer. So for example, if you want your final projects laminated, bound, nicely put together, they can do that for you. And it's a really great feature to have on campus. Next slide, please. Parking, excuse me, sorry. So parking, the annual permits are on sale now. If you're a new student and you would like a permit for residents in lot 11, you'll have to send them an email because new students are not able to purchase residence permits. So if you're in residence and you're looking for lot 11, just send an email to parking@algonquincollege.com. They can help get you set up. There are all of our rates for different lots and different kinds of permits. So for example, monthly versus annual, that's all online. And we also have option selector. So you can see, I'll be on campus maybe 3 days a week. This is the best option for me. So I would encourage you to check out our website and look at that. Our parking is also permitless, which means there's no physical permit. It's just your license plate that's registered, and it's all done online. We also use Honk mobile app for daily rates. So for example, if you're only bringing your car for the first week of school and maybe you don't need a permit, that might be a better option for you. So again, all that information is also on our website. Next slide, please. And now we have locker rentals. So lockers are a safe and secure way to store your belongings on campus. I always say, especially in the winter, if you have a winter jacket, winter boots, all of that stuff, you don't have to carry it around. It's a good idea to get a locker. Some programs are more likely to have equipment that you might need. So for example, this person looks like an esthetician to store things between classes so you're not carrying it around, but it's really up to you. And that can be done by term on Access as well. Next slide, please. So that's all for me today. So our general website is algonquincollege.com/campus services. You can find links to all of our services there and all of our frequently asked questions. Or you can reach out at campusservices@algonquincollege.com, and I'm happy to connect with you there and help answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Megan. Okay, folks, so we're seeing a lot of questions coming in through the chat. So please just make sure to post any and all of your questions into the Q&A tab so our college experts can answer them through there. Okay, folks, we're going to move on to our next college experts. So next up, we have Sophia from the Students Association.
Thank you, Sam. Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia, and I'm here on behalf of the Algonquin Students Association. I've been a part of the Student Association for just over a year now, and I'm here to tell you about all of the services that we have to offer. Our mission is to create an environment that inspires a passion for student success. We're here to help you with anything that you may need. Next slide, please. Here at the SA, we have an elected board of directors, which is made up of full-time students that serve as your voice to the college administration. The board of directors regularly connects with students on campus to learn about their wants and needs during their time at Algonquin College. Next slide, please. And now meet your board of directors for 2022-2023. For directors, Bavia, Pooja, Marva, and Gwyneth, and also your president, Bolu, and vice president, Danielle. Next slide, please. The Students Association puts on a number of events throughout the year, from large-scale concerts and carnivals to smaller trivia nights. We encourage you to stay tuned on our social channels to hear all of the exciting events that we have planned for the upcoming months. Next slide, please. The Jackdaw Athletics and Recreation Center is our new building on the Ottawa campus that opened September 2021. This brand new 125,000 square foot facility has rec and varsity gyms, circuit and free weight training area, group fitness classes, accessible machinery, climbing and bouldering wall, 364-meter discovery track, a brand new restaurant with a games room that includes pool tables, golf simulator, and 10-pin bowling. Students who are fee-paying members of the Student Association in good standing have full access to all ARC facilities for free. It is included as part of student fees and is subject to the completion and submission of the waiver. You only need to complete this waiver once. Also, at Algonquin, we have men's and women's basketball, soccer, volleyball, and rugby as varsity sports. If you're interested in playing for one of these teams, please find the coach's information on our website and contact them directly. We also offer intramural sports, which are non-competitive sports that you can play against other students, sports like ball hockey, indoor soccer, basketball, volleyball, and open badminton. Next slide, please. We have a great food and drink services on Ottawa campus. The Wolf's Den is a restaurant located inside the ARC. Aside from fresh house-made menu items, Wolf's Den also features a games room. Again, don't forget to sign your waiver to use any of the ARC amenities, including the games room. This is where you can reserve pool tables, golf simulator, and 10-pin bowling lanes. We also own and operate a Starbucks on campus located in Student Commons. The observatory will be reopening this September. It is an excellent place to join your classmates for lunch between classes or attend a student event like pub trivia. All student association food locations accept student meal plan. Next slide, please. A great way to get involved on campus is becoming a class representative. Class reps are students from each program that bring academic concern forward to our board of directors. You can also elevate your student experience with clubs and communities, a place where all students are welcome. Clubs and communities has something for everyone. Find your passion or bring one to life right here on campus. Stop by the club space to hang out with friends, make new ones, play games, and more. Next slide, please. We also offer a number of different services on campus. The food cupboard is a discreet and confidential support service that provides students who are experiencing financial difficulty with food and other basic necessities. We also offer online housing ads for any student looking for a place to live off campus. We also oversee the health and dental plan for full-time domestic students. This plan covers dental care, prescription care, vision care, and more. Plan details can be found online at wespeakstudent.com. Funding can be provided for students looking to host graduation parties or to bring in guest speakers. And in addition to this, we also have a number of different meeting and silent study rooms on campus that you can reserve. Next slide, please. The Algonquin Commons Theater is our 800-person theater located on the Ottawa campus. The theater hosts a number of different types of shows, such as musicals, comedians, concerts, and even dance shows. Some past acts include Nelly, Machine Gun Kelly, Simple Plan, and more. Next slide, please. The Pembroke campus has a fitness zone and a 2-story rock climbing wall and a gymnasium offering the same intramural sports as Ottawa. The Landing is our licensed lounge on campus that's also used as an event space. Next slide, please. The Perth campus has a fitness center with similar services offered on the Ottawa campus. Next slide. Also, are you looking for a part-time job on campus? Because we're hiring. We have a few different positions available in hospitality, communications and marketing, student life and athletics. We offer competitive wages, dynamic environment, flexible schedules, and opportunities to grow. Our student jobs keep in mind the U.S. student, so we will help you pick your shifts around your classes. If you're interested, check out our website and apply now. Next slide, please. And also don't forget to connect with us on socials. You can follow any of the links on the screen. And if you're a Perth or Pembroke student, be sure to follow their campus-specific accounts for more information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Okay, everyone, so we're now going to hand over the floor to Melissa from Academic Success.
Thank you. I will just go ahead to the next slide. So good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa, and I am your Academic Advising Coordinator, and I'm here today with Shannon Finley, and she is one of your Student Integration Officers. So today I'm going to be going over very quickly your Student Success team, and this is more on the academic side of your program. So this would be really in your specific program, with the exception of your Student Integration Officer, who are a little more centralized. So today I'm going to be covering, if you could just go to the next slide. I'm going to be focusing on the academic advisor, the program coordinator, and the student success specialist. I see the arrow covered that, so the formatting must have screwed up there, but it does say student success specialist. So I'm just going to start going over the academic advisor. So I'll get the next slide, please. So your academic advisor, so every program has an academic advisor, and they can provide you with personalized help with setting and achieving your academic goals. They'll connect you with resources, provide you with support if you fall off track with your program progress. And if you have questions about a career in your field, so if you're starting to think about what you might want to do after your program, your academic advisor is a great go-to resource. More often than not, they are faculty in your program who are teaching. So they're very, very in tune with what is happening in your field. We'll go ahead to the next slide. Now we have your student success specialist. So every faculty has at least one student success specialist. And if you're not sure where to start, reach out to them. They can help you, direct you to resources, support that are specific to your needs. One way that we like to describe the student success specialist is like a compass. So if you're not really sure where to go and navigate yourself on at Algonquin, your student success specialist can help point you in the right direction. If your program isn't a right fit, you'll want to either meet with your student success specialist to initiate the program withdrawal process. Now, this is your entire program, not just a course. I'll go on to your next slide. And then we have your program coordinator. So your program coordinator is who you're going to meet on September 6th at your program orientation, and they can answer specific questions about your program. So I've noticed in the Q&A, there's been a couple questions coming in, for example, about culinary. Do I need to buy all of my jackets and outfits and knives and everything beforehand? I would wait until program orientation because they're going to give you all of that information that day. If you need to drop a course, not at your program, but just a course, your program coordinator can help you develop a plan to take it again, especially if it's a required course. And if you want help and guidance on understanding your program progression, so when you take courses in order to graduate, as well as prerequisites. So prerequisites are if you need to take a certain course before you're able to take another course. Your program coordinator can help you with all of that. All right, we'll go on to the next slide. So where you can find your student success team. So you want to, you can go to our website, Algonquin College/academic success. And if you click on the student success team tab, it will include links to find your academic advisor, your student success specialist, and your program coordinator. All right, and next slide. So just a quick note about program orientation. So program orientation is coming up on September 6th for most programs. So most level 1 classes are suspended at the Ottawa campus on September 6th. So program orientation is where you're going to meet all of your student success team, some of your professors, your classmates from your program. It's an opportunity for you to get specific program related questions answered, and most will take place at the Ottawa campus on September 6th. So more details to come from your program coordinator. In fact, I'm currently sending out information to coordinators now to start inviting students to program orientation. So you should be getting an email in the next week or so, maybe a couple of weeks regarding program orientation. Now I'm going to quickly hand it over to Shannon, and she's going to explain this great new resource that we have available to new students. Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Melissa. Yeah, I'd just like to invite you to enroll in our new self-directed Brightspace course that we call the AC Cafe. So, and it's a really great opportunity for you to find out more about Algonquin College before you start the semester. While we call it a course, it's not graded. There's no lectures or scheduled activities. You can simply move through the information at your own pace and pick the topics that are most relevant to you. Not only does this AC Cafe review the information that we just covered about your academic success team, it has lots of information regarding the many other supports and services that our colleagues today are covering. I'll pop the link in the chat right now, and please feel free to sign up. It's free. And just go through the modules that are relevant to you at your own pace. And all the best this fall. Last slide, I think, is just our sign off there. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Shannon and Melissa. So next we are going to hand it over to Stephen from Experiential Learning and Innovation.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to be talking to you today about experiential learning and innovation, which is really 3 offices rolled into one. I've seen a lot of questions pop up about finding work on campus. This is going to be one of the many ways you can do that. Next slide, please. So within experiential learning and innovation, we have 3 primary areas of focus. The first of those is applied research, innovation, and entrepreneurship, where I work. And in applied research, we connect students, sometimes in class, sometimes outside of class, with industry partners and technology to really take what you learn in the class and expand it out into the real world. And we do that in a number of different ways. For example, we have what are called research assistant positions. A lot of the projects we work on with industry go well beyond what can be covered in a single class. So we tend to create long-standing, what we call standalone projects that hire students, most of the time paid, to work with industry professionals to build and grow business services offerings, explore new technology. There's really a huge range of offerings there. We also, for those of you who might be thinking about starting your own businesses, do provide mentorship and coaching through a number of programs for people who want to launch their own business. For some of you, that may be a co-op option. For others, there may be some less formal mentorship or less formal coaching to really see if your business idea could be a success. We also offer, through our makerspace, access to a huge amount of technology, whether that is 3D printing, laser cutting, virtual reality. We have a room on campus in the beautiful Dare District on the 2nd floor with technicians who would be more than happy to help walk you through a number of different projects you can undertake on your own or potentially even grow a business out. We also, at the end of every term, run an event called Reaction Showcase. And Reaction Showcase actually just happened on Friday. This is what I like to refer to as the biggest reverse job fair in Ottawa, where we have students presenting the awesome work that they do to potential employers to come and see what they've done. Myself and a bunch of other people have actually gotten their full-time jobs out of presenting in Reaction. So it is definitely a well-worth event. We also do informal workshops. You don't want to commit to spending years or months with us. We do throughout the year workshops on all kinds of things, from business to design to coding to creativity. This year, we're pleased to announce that we're going to be launching an art project where you can come in and just do some creative work with us. Throughout the year, we'll have a number of different offerings, and I will share the link in the chat after I've gone through this of where you could find those. And then finally, we have a lot of software in our spaces that can be very expensive to buy, but we can give you access to things like 3D design and modeling software, video editing software. We've got a lot of skills within our team that we'd be happy to share to help you build and grow your ideas, businesses, or potential ventures. Next slide, please. The next thing I want to talk about is co-op, and I am a very proud co-op grad, very proud because I'm still basically in the position that was my co-op job. So many programs in this college offer a co-op option where you will spend some time, usually a full semester, in some cases 2 or more, doing work out in the industry. This is paid work. In order to qualify for co-op, you must be paid. It is a full-time job, usually around minimum to $18 an hour. Some people are lucky enough to get more. And not only is this full-time work in your industry, but this also counts for academic credit. So you get to spend a semester getting paid doing work in the industry and get credit while doing it. A lot of people who go through the co-op stream end up either getting a job with that employer or getting something very similar to it. Because not only do you graduate with a diploma or a degree, depending on what you're enrolled in, you also have relevant industry experience upon graduation. If working for someone else isn't your thing, we also now have a stream called e-co-op, where you can use that term to build your own business, get guidance, mentorship, and access to all kinds of services to build and grow your own business between your studies. Next slide, please. And then finally, the Employment Center. I've seen a lot of questions popping up in the chat about where you can find part-time jobs. We do run, and I'll post it in the chat right now, something called Hire AC. Now, Hire AC is an enormous job board where you'll find all kinds of positions available to students, recent graduates, or not so recent graduates. If you're looking for work in your field, we screen employers. They're allowed to post jobs, and we can connect students and help with the interview. Once you find that position, or if you haven't found that position yet, we also offer a ton of services to help make you employment ready, whether that is reviewing your resume, helping you with a job interview, which can be stressful for a lot of people, even job search coaching, helping you to really focus around what it is that you want to do, even if you might not know that yet. We'll help you study the labor market. As you know, COVID changed everything. We have experts who can help look where you might want to be, help find opportunities for you. A big thing that we do here is to really help you make the most out of your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is a hugely popular and hugely powerful tool to help people find work. And we have experts and run a number of coaching sessions on LinkedIn. And then finally, there are a ton of events and workshops being run by the Employment Service Center. Sometimes that's a mock interview, sometimes that's a networking session, sometimes that's training on a tool like LinkedIn, for example. We are here to help guide you at every step of the way. You can book through the Employment Service Center one-on-one sessions where you'll sit down with an employment coach to help look at your resume or look at your LinkedIn profile. These services are available to you. And for example, there's a number of resources on here that you have links for in this slide deck. Hire AC, which I shared to help you find jobs on campus. Our career platform, which can give you a lot of tools and tips to really help make you career ready. And then finally, LinkedIn for Employment Service Center for applied research. There's been probably a ton of social links, which I'll be throwing in the chat in a bit here. We post a lot of positions that we're hiring for on LinkedIn before they go anywhere else. So if you are following us, whether it is applied research, Employment Service Center, or co-op on LinkedIn, you may see opportunities there that don't necessarily go anywhere else. Definitely follow us. We would be very happy through any of our services to help turn your diploma or degree into what hopefully becomes a lifelong career for you. That is it for me. Thank you very much, and I'll be paying attention to the Q&A.
Thank you so much for that, Stephen. Okay, everyone, we are now going to hand the floor over to Isha from the ITS department.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. In this session, I'm going to talk about access, how to get your network account information, what applications you can access using your network account information, VPN, and MFA. Next slide, please. So Ahmed from RO already talked about access, so I'll just quickly cover it. If you want to log into Access and if you are a new student, you already have your student number. You have to enter your student number, your date of birth, and once you will submit that, you have to create a new password and a security question to log into Access. And if you are a returning student, if you don't remember your password, you can just simply click on Forget Your Password, or else you can just contact ITS and we'll help you to reset your password. Once you are logged into Access, on the main page of Access, left-hand side top under Account, fifth option is Network Account Info. Once you'll click on that option, you can retrieve your network username, initial password, and your Algonquin email. Next slide, please. So once you have your network account info, that is your network username, password, you can log into Brightspace email. You can get Office 365 VPN services. So there are a few things which are available both on campus and off campus, and few applications which you are not able to access off campus without VPN. So those applications are like My Desktop and Drive, peer tutoring, student printing. Next slide, please. On this slide, there are a lot of important links, but I want to point out Brightspace Essential. On your Brightspace, you will find a course called Brightspace Essentials. I'll request everyone to complete this course. This will give you an overview of how Brightspace works, where you'll find the announcement, discussions, your quizzes. And second thing is ITS is going to run a lot of drop-in session or virtual drop-in sessions. So our workshops are on August 23rd, 24th, 30th, and 31st, and obviously on AC Day 1. So do register for all the activities we are doing on AC Day 1. Next slide, please. Multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication right now, it is not implemented for students, but I just wanted to tell you guys that it is coming. It is just extra layer of protection with your password. You will configure an application on your smartphone. It will generate a code so that to make your accounts more secure. There will be a lot of information we are going to send once we are going to implement multi-factor authentication. Next slide, please. And when you are going to log into your email or Brightspace for the first time, you will see this screen. This will encourage you to configure MFA, that is multi-factor authentication. For right now, as I said, it's not for students, but it is coming. So if you want to set it up right now, you can go ahead and set it up. Otherwise, on Keep Your Account Safe page, right-hand side down, it's skip setup. If you want to skip it for now, you can skip it. It's up to you, but there are links and given on this website. So you can use this website to see how to configure MFA. Otherwise, you can contact ITS and we'll help you to set up MFA. Next slide, please. These are our hours. We are open Monday to Saturday. You can just do a walk-in. Appointments are not required right now. Or you can send us an email. Don't forget to mention your student number, your username, and the issue for which you are sending us an email, or you can just directly give us a call. Our extension is 5555. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Isha. Okay, folks, we are now going to move on to our last college expert, and that is Sue from the International Education Center.
Thanks so much, Samantha, and welcome to Thanks so much, Samantha, and welcome to all of our international students here joining us here today from around the world. The International Education Center is here to support you throughout your studies. The way that you can reach us once you arrive here in Canada is through our IEC support email. We also have a website, and you can follow us on Facebook and our Instagram account. Next slide, please. I'm just going to talk a little bit about some of the services that you might already be aware of. Some of you might have already accessed our arrival services if you're starting to come, because we recommend international students arrive at least three weeks if they can prior to the beginning of the classes. We also have lots of great workshops to get you started, and you can check our IEC events calendar. So starting next week, we have lots of great sessions that we're offering virtually, and some of our sessions are coming back to face-to-face as we're welcoming all of our students back here. Next slide, please. So you can check the QR code. We'll offer support services if you're struggling in your courses. The International Education Center will support you for 10 hours of free peer tutoring at the beginning of the session. We also have an international peer mentorship program to match upper level international students with incoming students. So if you want to meet someone potentially from your own country or someone who's in the same program, you can sign up for that international peer mentorship program as well. As I mentioned, we have lots of workshops throughout the semester. We'll also be offering social insurance clinics. So those will be face-to-face for international students once they actually arrive here in Canada. In order to get your SIN number, you will need to also bring your valid passport and your study permit, and then you'll be able to get a SIN on campus. We'll also be offering CRA information sessions. Next slide, please. So this is just additional information. If you want to access the free peer tutoring, you can send an email to IEC support, include your Algonquin student number and your email, and then we will send you a letter that will indicate that you've got 10 hours of free peer tutoring that you can access for the semester. Now that you're transitioning back to coming here to Canada, we do strongly suggest that you start using your AC Live email, as your instructors and everyone will be communicating with you via your AC Live email. Next slide, please. We also have this mobile app, iSent, which probably some of you are already familiar with. If you have not already done so, we strongly suggest that you download the iSent app, because this is our preferred way that we send push notifications to our international students with any upcoming events, or if we have information that we want to provide to you quickly. You can also, we send out bi-weekly newsletters, so I strongly encourage you to read those newsletters once you receive them, because it has lots of useful information to help you get started for the semester. So next slide, please. Just going to basically talk a little bit about the upcoming fall semester. So you should have been receiving email communication already from our office. For those international students still waiting for a study permit approval, you have until August 31st to confirm with our international admissions team that you have been approved for your study permit, because as our courses have moved back to face-to-face, you need to be here on campus and ready to go by September 6th, September 7th at the latest, as September 6th is AC Day 1. You also need to register for one of the mandatory virtual international orientation sessions. So you can register for either August 30th or September 1st. You do not need to attend both. If you happen to be a new incoming student for the English for Academic Purpose program, your orientation is August 31st, and that will be a face-to-face session on campus. Next slide, please. So as an international student as well, you also have mandatory health insurance coverage through GuardMe Health Insurance. You will receive an email directly from GuardMe in your AC Live email account with your health insurance coverage. It is a health plan and not a dental plan. If you wanted to purchase potentially dental coverage, you could do that through the Students Association. And again, we will be talking about a lot of these things more in detail at our upcoming orientations next week. Next slide. Also in Brightspace, we have a course called Succeed in Canada. So along with the AC Cafe, we suggest that you also start working on this Brightspace course that you'll see in your Access account. It has lots of useful information about what to expect with your life here in Canada, further details on the International Education Center and immigration information, and lots of great information as well. Next slide. So we also have, alongside the orientation and all the great events, we also partner with a lot of our services on campus. So just remember to follow us on Facebook, check out our IEC events calendar, and that can also be found on iSent, and join as many of those sessions as you can. So that's the end of my brief presentation. I wish you all success, and I'm just going to pass it along back to Samantha. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sue. And thank you everyone for sharing your information and knowledge with us. That was super helpful. And I hope that was helpful to all of you as well. Okay, folks, so what we're going to do now is we are going to go into our Q&A portion of the event. So you have been posting a lot of questions in the Q&A tab, which is wonderful, and our college experts have been answering them through there for you. But I'm now going to read a couple of questions that I've noticed that have come in a lot of times. So hopefully that is helpful to everyone. And our college experts are going to answer them out loud for you. Okay, folks, so our first question here, and this one has been asked quite a few times, and I think this one is for Ahmed from the registrar's office. And Ahmed, if you could just be ready to answer this one. So it says, is there any enrollment procedures I need to complete on campus before orientation day, or can I just complete everything online and go to school by September 6th?
There isn't much that you need to do. The biggest thing is, like I said, if you can't view your timetable, there could be a reason why. But if you needed to also do stuff like upload your photo for AC card, the UPass, you can do that online as well. I recommend you doing everything online as much as you can online, to be honest with you. To buy your books, tools, you can wait for like first day of orientation to just make sure that the program, professor, coordinators, they tell you exactly what you need. If not, you can go on the bookstore website to purchase all of that information. If it's related to buying a parking pass, again, you can go online like we've talked about during this presentation. So there isn't much really that
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ahmed. So most things folks are able to do online. So if you do need to do most things, you can make an appointment and do it online, or if you make an appointment, they will give you a specific time where you have to go in on campus to do it. So yeah. Okay, Ahmed, I think I have another question for you specifically, so if you don't mind. It says, I received my timetable. However, I have classes 4 nights during the week. Is it possible to change some of these courses as I work in the evenings? Is it possible for students to change any of their courses once they receive their timetable?
Yeah, so like we discussed earlier, you can do timetable change through your Access account. If it's not letting you to do the timetable change, it really means that you have to reach out to your department to help you make that timetable change. It's not something that unfortunately we have control of at the registrar's office unless the department communicates with us. But
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you so much. Okay, everyone. So this question is for Megan from Campus Services. So it asks, where do we get our textbooks? And Meg, maybe you could tell us a little bit about the book list and where to actually go and get those books.
Yeah, for sure. So book list is for the Ottawa, Perth, and Pembroke campuses. I saw some people asking, when can I do this? As long as you have your timetable, you should be able to log into book list because access to book list is linked to your registration status. So once you have your timetable, you can log in. David, if he's online, I'm just going to ask him to put the link to the chat or link in the chat, sorry, with more information on our website. So you need your username and password found on Access to log in, but it's just the your name and numbers, not the @Algonquin Live part. Sometimes people have trouble because they're trying to use the whole email and you just need your name. So for example, mine would be like FRAS1234 or whatever, and then the assigned password and log in there. And then AC Online students can use the search by course function on our website, where you would take the course code from your timetable found on Access, plug it in there, and then plug it into our campus store website using search by course, and it will tell you what books you need. We will also, thank you, David. We will also be sending emails about this as well with more information. And as I mentioned, we're here for you all semester long. So if you have any questions, you can always email campusstore@algonquincollege.com and we'd be happy to help.
Awesome. Thank you, Meg. And I was just going to say, folks, like I have so many awesome things with the campus store. I have a mug. I have like 2 sweaters. So I highly recommend if you are on campus to pop into the campus store. They are super helpful and they have so many cute things. So definitely recommend popping in there while you're getting your books just to look around and check out what they have. Lots of cute things. Okay, so I think this one is for Sue from the International Education Center. It says, I struggle in English. Where can I register for a tutor? And if they cost money, how much are they?
So if they're struggling, for example, English for academic purposes, through the Language Institute, they do also offer some peer support tutoring. So they could send an email to languages@algonquincollege.com. They can also send an email if they are an international student to our office, but through the Student Learning Center, they also offer some ESL language support as well.
Okay, perfect, Sue. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, folks, so I think this one is from Melissa Staden, but if anyone else has any contributions to make for this question, please let me know. So it says, what if it said the class is delivered online? Does that mean virtually through Zoom?
Mhm.
And then kind of another question that goes with this is, does hybrid mean I can attend online?
So if it says virtual, I would say 9 times out of 10, the course is going to be offered via Zoom in Brightspace. So and one good thing about the AC Cafe, so I'm just going to plug that again, is it allows students an opportunity to play around in Brightspace in what is similar to an actual course before the courses actually open up. So you'll notice on Brightspace for the actual courses that you're enrolled in, they're not going to be open until the first day of classes. So to get familiar with Brightspace, it's good to go into the AC Cafe and kind of play around with it, but that is where most of the Zoom classes will take place if it's online. If it is hybrid, that will ultimately be up to the professor as to whether it's going to be online or in class, and that information will be further sort of delineated to students on AC Day 1 in program orientation.
Okay, perfect, Melissa. Thank you so much. Okay, folks, so I think we have one more question, and Melissa, this might be for you again. I'm not sure. So it says, is there going to be a campus tour before the start of semester or a tour for our program?
It's a really good question. I know that there are some tours that I think it's through recruitment that are going to be taking place leading up to AC Day 1. So there are some program coordinators. So depending on your program, I have heard from some program coordinators that they're intending to include a bit of a tour of the bulk of their, where they're going to have a lot of their classes taking place on AC Day 1. So if you're curious about whether there is a tour going to be happening, I'd encourage you to reach out to your program coordinator. And they will be reaching out to you in the next couple of weeks with details on your program orientation. But I'll also just pop the how to find your program coordinator into the chat right now. So you can always reach out to them now if you want to. Now, there are some that are on annual leave, but most do have a contact to reach out to in lieu of them until they get back. All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Melissa. Okay, folks, so it is 10 a.m. So we are going to wrap up things here, but I just want to say thank you so much for attending this webinar today. I hope you got some information that is useful to you. We are hosting another one of these webinars next week. So if you would like to attend that, again, to receive more information, please register for that. But if not, we have our ACD 1 coming up on Tuesday, September 6th. And I've been posting in the chat, we have a carnival. We have so many fun activities coming up on that day. So we would love to see you. I specifically would love to see all of you there. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for attending. We are so happy to welcome you to the Algonquin College community. Welcome everyone. I am an alumni and I just want to say it's an amazing feeling to be a part of this community. So we're so happy to have you here. And again, we are going to share, if you would like to register for AC Day 1, we're going to share a link to that in the chat now. So just click that link and register there. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And hopefully we will see you on Tuesday, September 6th for ACD Day 1. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.